What's that? All right, you lot. I know, it's new. And there's a good reason for that. Settle in, you horrible people, and get ready to be electrified. Welcome to the 10 o'clock news from the EV Café with a new introduction and outro sponsored by Drax Electric Vehicles. They are now the news' sponsor. Bless you. They're bringing EV solutions for your business, and we are cock-a-hoop to have the brilliant Drax team helping to make the headlines. For the next 30 minutes, we're diving headfirst into the wild and wonderful world of sustainable transport. With expert analysis from the EV Café crew, we're plunging into the rapidly charged world of sustainable transport. Keep the noise down at the back. Yes! We're a team so dedicated to electric vehicles, we've hooked up our kettles to a rapid charger. Now, Len, let's just say we're electrifying the world, one cup at a time. Today's opinions on a stick, and trust me, they're spicy this morning, are the quite wonderful Sarah Sloman sitting in her Tesla next to a Tesla charger. And you were out and about last night as well, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm always out and about. Been Brighton, London, Brighton, all over the shop this week. But it's something exciting is happening today. National Grid are doing a fuse upgrade on my house, so I might finally have a home charger. Oh my god!
Steady now.
Yes, our
steady.
friends at Indra have helped us out with that.
How exciting! And Pablo, you were out on the tiles last night.
I was. Yes, we were shortlisted for a trade associations federation award for the EV Café van. Well, no, sorry, the van plan, the zero emission van plan. It's not the EV Café van plan.
Did you have a few beers last night? I'm not sure.
No. I was driving home. I was very sensible. I had a little glass of champagne, a little glass of... Anyway, so
that's the end of the news, folks.
So we didn't win, but ironically, and I got to say, Trade Association for Stoves won it. Like these little stoves that burn stuff. I kind of thought it was ironic that we lost to that. Just sort of says something about society in general, doesn't it? Maybe.
Well, anyway,
not that we're bitter,
Sam,
at all.
No. And Sam, I bet you had a quiet night in dreaming of the new Verizon van.
Yes.
Yes, right, okay.
Yes. Good. That's it.
A good launch. It was a good launch this week. It was much fun.
Well played, my friend. Right, grab your favourite cuppa, maybe a biscuit or two, and definitely plug something in, because we're about to juice you up on all the clean transport news you need this week. And coming up, the Committee on Climate Change has set out a new net zero pathway. Will it be a scenic route or a pothole-ridden nightmare? We'll find out. And Sarah, we are coming to you for the Committee on Climate Change. High public charging prices are causing a major headache, according to the Electric Vehicle Association of England. Are we paying more than we need to for the privilege of being green? We shall investigate with our intrepid charger, Sam. We're coming to you for that one. And there are new driving licence rules for electric vans. Finally, some clarity, and Paul will do his best to explain everything. He's kind of 003.5 licence to chill. Stay tuned, Paul. Right, okay, now, Sainsbury's is turning food waste into fuel for their trucks. Another zero-waste diet. We'll see if this is a recipe for success or just an F-plan diet. Not going to anybody for that one. It's a bun fight, so buckle up, plug in, and let's get this show on the road. Silently, but with a gentle hum. I think that must be Sam. Anyway, it's our chance, first up, to highlight a few businesses doing amazing things in our space. It's the commercial clap!
The commercial clap from the EV Café.
Innovation applauded.
So silly, I love it.
Stop it now. Exactly, Paul. First up, a massive shout out to the screen wash king. This you didn't expect. James Hobson. I met James this week. James from Sevenoaks in Kent. He's provided over 1 million screen wash tablets since 2006. Now, who knew? Now, they're eco-friendly, 99% smaller than your big 5-litre plastic single-use buckets of the ready-made stuff. They're
that.
non-toxic. Exactly. They provide high-performance guaranteed frost-free screen wash for all year-round use. You can find out more at screenwashking.com. And if you'd like to give them a cheeky little try, I may have a few in exchange for an honest review. So, Screenwash King, James, doing some amazing things. He's a small business, works hard, needs a break. Give him a try. Next up, Schneider Electric, who are hosting a customer EV day in Leeds on the 12th of March. I attended last year. It was extremely well attended with lots of brilliant guests coming along to talk about how you electrify your fleet, the kit you need, any DNO stuff that you need to do at the supply side. Utterly brilliant. If you'd like to attend, throw into your Google thing events.se.com/event, and I'll put that link out as well, and you can go along and they will be delighted to see you. And finally, in 2025, Iveco proudly marks 50 years since its founding in 1975, when 5 leading European industrial vehicle manufacturers came together with a programme of activities to celebrate its rich legacy of excellence and innovation in the transport sector. How beautifully written. Now then, here's a question for you in the chat. What does Iveco stand for? Does anybody know? Paul, Sam, Sarah, coming to you first, Paul.
Industrial vehicles something. Damn.
Look at
Yes.
Sam Googling it. Look at him Googling
Engineering
it.
company?
No, but-
Industrial vehicles
Sarah.
something.
Yes.
Oh, saved by the
Engineering
bell.
company, E.
Hello. Yes, yeah, you're right. It's the Industrial Vehicles Corporation.
That's
Quite
it.
right.
Wow.
There you go.
know, because you were probably there at the launch years ago.
Yeah, I was 34 at the time. Anyway, first up, Sarah, pay attention because you're commenting on this. The Climate Change Committee has dropped their net zero by 2050 roadmap, and it's hit with a thud. Apparently, we need to cut emissions by 87% by 2040, which sounds less like a plan and more like a dare. The key points are that 60% of that's down to electrifying everything. Cars, vans, trucks, and the whole fleet market. We need to electrify the whole shooting match. And nearly half the cuts that are outlined by the CCC come from transport and energy. So basically, drive electric, switch off your lights and get excited. Your planet needs you more than ever. And ignore anything that comes from the US at the moment. We have to bat for Team UK and net zero, avoiding anything loud and orange. Let's speak to something pale and interesting. Sarah, we've got a lot to do, haven't we?
We have, but I do agree it should be something to get excited about. I was delighted to spend some time with Matt Adams yesterday at our pay-through payment charter launch, and Matt was there to bring us some innovation news, policy-based. And they've been shifting the goalposts again, left, right and centre, with things like targets, but also bringing new funding. So we're hoping to get some motorbikes along to Carfest. And when I was chatting to them about that, we realised that there's a £500 grant available for those who want to cut congestion, cut out their emissions and go on an electric motorcycle to work or wherever you'd like to go instead. So it's those entry level, I'd like to give it a plug because it's those entry market ones, the sort of £5,000 ones that you can qualify for that for. So I'm right behind this ambitious plan. You say it's not really a plan, is it? But the will is there to do better, be better and burn less stuff.
And as you say, the cash is there as well. 120 million announced. And Paul, vans qualify, 2,500 for a small van, up to £5,000 for a large van. It's good news.
It's good news. I will say that this is good news that was given at the budget. So it was good news that 3 months ago. It's still good news, and I'm very happy about it. But it's not new, and I'm just, I think the government are just trying to say, "Oh, look, another new piece of news." No, you've already said that. But look, let's have lots of confidence and encouragement from the fact that they're repeating the same news. It does mean that there's every chance that it'll happen. But yes, it is great news, and we should continue to invest in this sector. We need to.
Paul,
And people are hearing it now. They're hearing it today. That's the thing. It might have been 3 months ago, but it takes ages. And thank you for putting it in the news because I didn't know it either. It's good.
Paul, you sound more and more like Sam every week. It's not new news.
But that really isn't.
I was just
There we
thinking
go.
that if the government does bad things, you complain about it. If they do good things, you complain that they're telling us twice. Like,
Don't you just love the EV Café?
Complaining. I'm just stating. I'm stating for the record that this is. It sounds like new news, but you would be forgiven for thinking that there was news of 120 million before Christmas and another 120 million after Christmas. That's not
you're right,
the case.
John. He is starting to sound like me. It's terrifying.
Quite scary. If he starts talking numbers, I'm going to run for the hills. Right, okay. Let's do the shout-outs. Daryl Sharp in at 8:31. And he said a lot could happen in the next 90 minutes. He's
90
on
minutes.
straight, my friend. Yes, indeed. Economy Trucks, hello, great to see you in. You were at 9:22. You were early. Gary Comerford, oh, isn't he here? Love. 9:42. Leon Gomez, morning all. Teresa Swift, one of our own. She's there. And guess what? He's here. It's Peter Heath. He's got nice teeth. Who else we got? We've got James Hobson. So the aforementioned Screen Wash King is actually in the house.
Yes.
There you go. So if you've got
Just trying to
comments
find him.
about those beautiful little tablets from the Screen Wash King, he's here. You can ask the man himself, Michael Barton. He's in a cold but sunny Bristol. Sam, your hand is in the air for a reason. You may go to the toilet.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to know, these tablets sound like such a clever idea. But what I'd love to know is how many people, and I'm guilty of this, carry excess screen wash liquid around with them everywhere they go, which is extra weight and extra inefficiency, burning
Precisely.
unnecessary energy. So I'd love to know if there's how many litres of this stuff do we carry around in addition to what we've already put in, which is just
Indeed.
wasteful when you just drop a tablet in. It's brilliant. Such a good idea.
Think about the logistics, moving all of that, essentially water with a bit of additive in it, around the country, whether it's doing it individually for fleets or delivering the stuff. It's bonkers. Water comes out of a tap, throw in a tablet, job done. Brilliant. Anyway, let's back to the shout out, Sam. Love your positivity this morning. Ashley Bannister. Little Ash. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. He's old two mugs. Ian Mayhew. Morning all. Gloriously sunny down here in Bournemouth. Paul, you go to Bournemouth a lot. Do you know Ian Mayhew? At all?
No, not personally.
Not yet. And
Not
then he's
yet.
here.
Canada, is it?
It's DEV Chakravarti
Chakravarti.
in the house. And delightful, may I just say, to see Esther Jones from the AA. She is in a very sunny but cold Worcester. Wrap up warm. Ron Godfrey, under his own name, is here. Goodness gracious. Gemma Robinson from far up in North Scotland. Good to see you. Belinda Guy. Hello, geezer. You all right? Stuart Humphrey. Oh, Stuart, you're here. I was getting upset. And Sarah Kennel makes it 5 weeks in a row. She is a ledge. Danita Brewer, good to see you. When are we going to talk? We need to talk more. Rob Dustin, great to see Ursula Perry. Ursula Perry from Greenfleet, good to see you. Jamie Fretwell is here as well.
Fretwell.
Andrew Stead. Oh, Andrew.
Stead in the house.
Oh, love you, hug you, and squeeze you tight. Russ Morgan, good morning. Good morning to you. Tom Middleditch from Europe Car, he's here as well. Mohammed Dady, hello. And LinkedIn user, morning all. Man of few words, or woman of few words, but there we are. Jim Blair. Oh, from Arnold Clark. Love what you're doing. And then, funnily enough, Andrew Clark. All the Clarks are in the house today, Sammy.
Sarah
Anne
Gray.
Nelson.
Sarah
did I
Gray.
miss? My
Sarah
apologies.
Gray.
Well done, Paul. Thank you for keeping me straight, just like Sam would have done. Laura Hustwick Wilkes from The Wonderful Power. The Pink Power Rangers, they're here. Paul O'Brien, better late than never. Well, indeed, sir. Indeed. You don't even need a note this week. I'm feeling benevolent. Who else we got? Liz Allen. Good to see you. Climbing in at 10:14. Cheeky. Now then, let's move on, shall we? Let's cut to the chase. The Electric Vehicle Association of England's new report says most drivers think public charging is pricier than a posh coffee, a pastry, and an electric bus ride home. Basically, it can be wallet wilting. Plus, they're battling EV myths spread by, well, we all know who. With EV momentum threatened by hurdles, the EVA England's thrown down the gauntlet with 14 recommendations. Think salary sacrifice schemes, budget-friendly EV options, and making charge points less like hidden treasure as they appear to new EV drivers. Oh, And we want clear signage so you don't need a map and a compass to find a plug. We need clear indications of what we'll pay per kilowatt hour, the total bill, and receipts should be very easy to get. They're basically saying, government, sort it out, or we're going to have to push our EVs home. Add into the mix the astounding news from BP this week about reducing commitment to renewables and drilling for more dinosaur juice, and it's a right old muddle. What say you, audience? Is there a lot more that we should be doing in the EV space to make it easy for people to use electric vehicles? And if so, what would you do first? Now, Sam, you come from the charging world, and there's a huge investment goes into providing the infrastructure. What is difficult for customers to understand is that many of them know what they pay at home, and there's a massive difference to what you pay publicly. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the charge point operator's name above the door. So, of course, we have the responsibility to communicate what we do and the prices that we sell electricity for. And that is our obligation and our job to do that and to sell the electricity at the most affordable price possible. But it is quite tough, I find, when people are bemoaning high prices of public charging when they don't necessarily know the backstory. So, there are things like standing charges that we all pay. That's gone up 1,000% for charge point operators over the last few years. We don't benefit from carbon credits. There's no commercial cap or price cap on commercial electricity. We charge 20%. The domestic charge 5% VAT. We're investing billions of pounds, and none of the charge point operators are making a profit yet. So when people turn around and go, "Oh, your prices are too high, you need to lower them," just spare a thought for some of the commercial challenges that we've got in the background. And so I think we need more help from the likes of EVA and others to try and fix some of those variables to give us a fighting chance of being a profitable industry and charge rates at something that is better than where we are today. But what I plead with people is, don't just say, "Oh, these prices are so high, those CPOs, they must be making a fortune." Absolute nonsense. And anyone who complains about high prices will get short shrift from me if they don't understand how the economics works.
Absolutely.
There we go. Rant over.
And I think it's important because it is a rounded picture. To look at it from any one lens is wrong. Just to have a CPO perspective on this is wrong. You need to remember the customer. The customer needs to remember the investment that goes in. And the more we talk about this, the better understanding we will get. Good work, Sam. Right, shall we move on? Van people, it's you. Do you love a van? Oh, let's see him smile.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
see him The government has decided that electric vans were getting a bit of a legislative tough time. And now they're agreeing with the industry that if you drive electric, it's basically the same rules as the smelly petrol ones. So, standard licenses now cover electric vans up to 4.25 tonnes. That's 3.5 tonnes for petrol and diesel, so you get that advantage because you're carrying around batteries. They weigh a bit more. Plus, here's the good news, you don't need the additional 5 hours training that the government insisted you had, and they've also untangled the towing rules. And basically, electric vans are good to go, pending a little parliamentary rubber stamping this spring. Finally, some common sense, or at least something that sounds like it. Fleets are now eagerly awaiting the outcome of the ongoing electric van consultation, zero emission vans, regulatory flexibility, which relates to annual vehicle testing, driver's hours and tachographs, and speed limited devices currently required for 4.25 tonne electric vans. It closes on March the 3rd. Pablo, I'm pretty sure you would encourage everybody to have their say on electric vans.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've put a couple of posts on LinkedIn and encouraged people to do it, supporting a couple of the trade associations in their submissions. It's really important to get the message across to government. And it's great to hear that the legislation that was agreed over a year ago, this the driving license rules, the towing and the other element there that's currently going now into Parliament, which is great. I'm thrilled that the new government have picked it up. They've not put any obstacles in the way. The previous outgoing government, in a debate recently just before Christmas, were very, very complimentary about the way that the new government were picking up that legislation and beginning to kind of move it through. So I think we can be really, really confident that it is getting an airing, it is getting heard, and action is being taken. And we've just got to continue on that road to the MOT issue is a huge one, because there's only a small number of garages that can complete an HGV MOT, which is where the current 4.25 van sits. Easy for me to say. So yeah, great news to make this all happen so that we can just crack on.
Quite right. The van is the lifeblood of everything we do, and if you take the vans off the road, imagine how your stuff might get delivered. It
wouldn't.
You're doing amazing things, Paul. Keep banging that drum. I want to say hello to George Davidson. He says, I think I'm a LinkedIn user. George Davidson in Lancashire. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. Toby Hiles, you're here as well. He's late, but do you know what? As I said, forgiving. Ian Mayhew has actually bought some Screenwash tablets. He went to screenwashking.com and bought some. Good man. Thank you very much for putting your money where my mouth is. Scott Eady says poppycock. Just randomly, out of nowhere. No idea what that's all about. So anyway, final story. Sainsbury's. Now, Sarah, I think I'm going to give you first go on this one. It was supposed to be a bun fight, but actually, no. Let's hear wisdom rather than heat. Let's have light more than heat. Sainsbury's is transforming food waste into fuel for a number of its HGV trucks. From March, the initiative will see biofuel produced directly from Sainsbury's food waste power 30 trucks at its Emerald Park Distribution Centre in Bristol. Michael Barton, pop round there, give it a quick film. That's half the site's fleet. This says the supermarket giant will save more than 3,000 tonnes of carbon dioxide annually, equivalent to the yearly electricity consumption of 1,950 homes. Waste producer Ren Eco currently works with Sainsbury's to turn food waste that can't be donated or used for animal feed into biogas via anaerobic digestion. This circular system will now use the output of AD and anaerobic digestion, the biogas, to create a liquid biofuel suitable for HGVs. Sarah, got any biogas?
No, I'm all right. I'm fully electric. Thank you, John, for asking. But yet again, well done, Sainsbury's. The more I was out in public listening, and I was walking behind a couple who were talking about how good their charging experience was at one of the Sainsbury's charges, by the way. And that's because it's the general public are going shopping and enjoying having good facilities where they are also going shopping for an hour. So anything they can do on the side of those trucks with the branding. I mean, McDonald's have been doing it for a really long time, and to use miserable Pauls, this is old news statement. You're not miserable. You're really not miserable, I promise.
Please make that stick.
It is old news, but yeah, I love it because, you know, AD is a pretty old technology, and yet we're just seeing the benefits of it now, the investment in it, the trust in it. I'm a big believer in data and stats and using that to make a business case. So if we see Sainsbury's go first, who's going to be next? Potentially Asda, Morrison's. They all do their own bit for carbon reduction, but this I feel will be really impactful on the motorway. So I'm really hoping they put a big fat branding thing on their trucks and vans.
Yeah, speaking as an old dude, I mean, sustainability is all about looking at the ways almost we used to do things. You know, glass bottles instead of single-use plastic for milk. Yep. There's an awful lot of learning that we can do, and I think that's why the EV Café really matters. There's some old stuff which we can utilise again for the benefit of the planet and ourselves, but also bring innovation and the new stuff which we weren't doing years ago. It's a great place to be.
It is, John, and just before I hand over, I just wanted to say that for me, I've always been in sustainability, and it's almost a dirty word. The word sustainability can put people off and think it's a big old greenwash stupid thing. So we should just start referring to it as commerciality. It's probably more commercially viable to do the AD process and therefore refuel those vehicles. So, you know, unfortunately, it kind of divides the world a bit when you start talking in those green language terms. So, you know, perhaps that's the way to go. Perhaps that's why it's...
Yeah, landfills always fascinated me with talking about biogas, and that we've got methane. Yeah. And we should be looking at how local authorities can capture methane, clean it, because ultimately it's not the best when it comes out of a landfill site, but then can be used in our transport. It's free energy which local authorities could use if only they put their minds to it, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing this happen already. So there are refuse collection vehicles that are being powered on the refuse that they're collecting. And that's kind of cool. This is happening in Westminster with an energy reclamation centre, not methane, but energy reclamation, creating energy, moving into the electric chargers next door, and then powering the trucks that collected the energy in the first place. And so the methane thing is an important thing. And I think for the truck world, that is, it's a much longer change cycle in the truck world, sort of maybe 10 years, maybe even longer in some cases. So if somebody has bought a truck in the last 3 years, every chance that it's diesel, and it will need to be diesel for the for that lifespan of that vehicle. So if we can get HVO or come up with other solutions that allow us to decarbonize that truck immediately, then that's really great news. And we do need to think more cleverly about what we're doing. It's good.
Jamie Fretwell makes an interesting comment, Sam, and I was coming to you. Jamie Fretwell says Tesco are already using EHGVs. There are huge brands that are moving towards doing things commercially at scale to not just demonstrate the technology, but use it day to day because it does a job.
Indeed. John, I wonder whether I could change the subject and just make a very quick thank you to someone. May I do that very quickly?
Please
TV related. Yesterday, I got royally shafted by my leasing company and their third-party partners in an MOT failure because they hadn't booked it. And if my car can't be driven tomorrow because it expires its MOT and I can't drive it. So a certain company who I picked up the phone to, who helped me out, tested it, failed it because it had a tyre sensor issue, sourced the tyre sensors, and then retested it and got it all done after hours yesterday so that my car is back on the road and legal. And that
Who was it?
Cleveley Motors.
Yeah.
Of course it was Matt Cleveley.
Matt Cleveley.
Massive thank you.
Whatever,
Massive
Matt.
thank you to Matt, to Claire, and to David and the team who just pulled out all the stops to fix me. So thank you so much for all your efforts. And I promised I would do some social media, but it suddenly occurred to me, Paul mentioned the word MOT earlier, and it just reminded me. So I just wanted to say thank you while I had the chance.
Matt is an absolute legend of our industry. It would take more than him to fix you, though, Sam. Right, that's your Clean Transport download done for this week. Have you got a juicy EV story? Sling it our way at hello@evcafe.org. So, without further ado, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from the marginally less electrified crew this morning. One or two sore heads in the house, I fear. Now then, no, really?
No.
Are you,
No.
are you telling truthies?
Excellent.
Absolutely true. I'm absolutely fine. I drove home last night in a straight line without any alcohol in my system. Yeah.
That makes it strange.
Right, okay, so I'm going to test you now. Paul, the CV show coming up
Yes.
29th, 30th of April, 1st of May.
Yes.
What can people expect?
What can people
30
expect?
seconds, go.
Incredible speakers. We are the decarbonisation theatre for the show. We can expect incredible exhibitors from Right Charge and Schneider Electric and EcoFactor and oh my gosh, I can't list them all, but Iveco and the AA and Webfleet and PLP and Complio and but just more. I mean, it is going to be an absolute cacophony of energy and insight and excitement. Really good. I've got somebody calling me right now to book a spot. So there's 3 spots left. Literally three, or maybe 4. 3 spots left.
And we have a decarbonisation theatre, Paul, as well, with some incredible speakers.
Stuart Murphy, from the head of fleet from the Royal Mail, Abby Chicken from the BT. We've got some power people. Carla Detrue, who we've had on our podcast, is coming. We've got other OEMs coming to talk to us. We've got it's just mind-numbing the amount of insight that's going to be crammed into one spot.
The word that springs to mind for me, John, is community.
Yeah,
it's community,
absolutely.
right? If you're with us or you're coming to see us, you're coming to see a community, and it's going to be busy. So you know where to go.
Go and be mad. I love that. Vans. Like it, Michael. Thank you kindly for that. Right. Goodbye from me. Goodbye from this lot. This has been an EV Café production where sustainability news is served with a side of giggles. Other news services do exist. But let's be real. This is just funner! Massive thanks to all our brilliant partners, the AA, Webfleet, Europcar, Iveco, Sperry, Schneider Electric, Stuart Science Dynamo on EV Blocks and AW Energy, with special new love for Drax electric vehicles. You all keep us charged. We're the EV Café, charging the clean transport revolution one hilarious segment at a time. Have a cracking day, fantastic week, and until next Friday, go and plug something in. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ho ho, yes!
It's on. Well done, John.